First of all, my breakfast is 8 egg whites and 6 slices of turkey bacon and a bowl of oatmeal. They're like, oh my god, that's too much. I was like, I don't understand. I'm looking at gain size. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's like the best response.
she's like, yeah.
We're recording, by the way.
Where do you fit all of that?
We're already recording, by the way.
We're recording already. That's alright. That's alright. Cool.
This one, you don't gotta act, homegirl.
I know I'm not acting. I was just joking.
Oh, jeez, I'm just telling you.
Cut that out.
What's up, man? It's your boy Arvin, aka Superman the Silverback, and this is our Unplugged series. I know we haven't posted in a while. I got my homegirl Kelly Kells.
Hi guys.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
And y'all already know Cyborg Ricky out there in the background.
I ain't need no intro up in here.
You don't need
You already know.
You're like not known, bro.
Same.
That's not the reason why I don't need an intro, but okay.
And if you don't know, we already work together. Yo. We work in ministry together. Kelly is one of my leaders.
Yeah.
I am her pastor. Respect me during this Unplugged series, please.
Yes.
I have a high title now.
Pastor Arvin.
I said that.
Get it straight.
I said pastor.
Get it straight.
I'm just kidding, y'all. Look,
Sit
I mean, I am a pastor, but I don't do this for the title. I'm just kidding, y'all. This is all a joke. What? Oh, look at it. Distracted me, man. Why you distracting my Unplugged series, man?
I didn't know. Say sorry. Bye bye.
Hey, nephew. See you later, nephew.
Bye bye.
That was my nephew, y'all. That was my nephew. So I know we usually do our Unplugged series in the car. You know, we always driving around, conversating in the car. But today,
Está muy oscuro.
why is it dark? Why is it dark? Who came late?
Right.
All right,
Exactly.
we're not about to turn this on me, bro. So let's just do this, and let's still go into the topic.
Blame Ricky. Blame Ricky for being here like 3 hours late.
Okay, so we're not
it
gonna
got
get
so late that it got dark, and now we can't drive around. So now we have to do it here in my area.
y'all acting like we've never
pray for
seen the
him,
light
though.
of day.
He was sick, so.
Y'all acting like we've never seen the light of day.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't be too nice on him.
I'm sorry.
Don't show
That's
him
just who I am.
This is
I'm just like
because
that.
because everybody goes off on me. You know what? I'm gonna take over, bro. This is about to be my Unplugged series now. I'm gonna ask the question.
Okay.
Kelly,
Yes.
how's life treating you?
It's going good. Yeah.
So, let's get down to it, guys. Stop messing around, y'all. Stop messing around.
Alright.
Man, Ricky, like you always ruin everything.
Oh my gosh, it is not me.
All right. So Kelly, let's have a little conversation. You were talking to me about a post that I posted earlier this week, right?
Yeah.
Do you have it on you?
I do. Let's see.
No, you don't. Maya.
Yes, I do.
So I had a cough.
You calling her a liar?
No, I didn't.
I'm almost done with my coffee.
So
Wired, y'all.
it's this post right here.
The one where I'm scratching the boogers off my nose.
Exactly.
Too bright, but
And
it's
it
cool.
says, it amazes me on how much focus, energy, time, and concentration we put on our past when it's something we can never change. You can't change the past, but you can definitely concentrate on the present for a better future. It's grind time.
Okay. What you think of that post?
I think I liked it a lot, and it really touched me when I read it, because I've been there before where I have had situations where I may be overwhelmed, or I may just be feeling down at the time, and I always end up going back to what my past is and how situations that I've been through, I let that define a moment, that I'm in. So.
Okay. Well, that post was for some reason that week I had talked to so many people, and like while we were speaking, those people they kept telling me like, you know, if I would have done things different, maybe I would have turned out different. And you know what? That's true. Many of us think that way.
Yeah.
You know, many of us will, and it's true. If we would have done things different, we wouldn't be in the situation that we are right now.
Yeah,
Not that I'm complaining about my situation, but I know that if I would have done things different, if I would have not gotten kicked out of high school, if I would have not, you know, hung out with the wrong crowd, I'd be somewhere else right now.
Yeah.
That is true.
You know,
I agree.
I'd be somewhere else right now. If I would have not gotten a charge on my record, I'd probably be working for the federal government. You know, and for those of you that don't know, I have my degree. I have a degree, but I can't use it because I have a record.
And being a silverback gorilla.
I tried to join every single branch of the military, but they wouldn't take me. First of all, because of the decisions that I make. If you guys, can you focus on that right there? That pretty little scar right there?
Yeah.
They wouldn't take me because of that, because they thought that I wouldn't, you know, pass all the physical tests. But y'all know me, I'm a fighter, and I passed every single physical test. But I'm sick. Most of you guys know that I'm sick, and because I'm sick, I can't, and I'm on medication. I can't join the military because I can't shipped out. Is that the right term?
Yeah, you get shipped out.
Or deployed. I can't be deployed.
Shipped
Well, I'm
out.
not a package, bro.
Can't be UPS over.
I couldn't be deployed, so they wouldn't take me. And my lifelong dream was to, like, guys, I wanted to be Captain America, yo. I didn't want to be Superman. I wanted to be Captain America. And
They're training
my
DC
dream
for
just,
Marvel.
you know, and the one thing that made me so I kept saying to myself, I kept like focusing on my past, and I kept saying, if I would have never punched that dude, my wrist would have never shattered. I would have never had this surgery. I wouldn't have a steel plate and 2 screws on my wrist. You know, but I found myself focusing on the past too much.
Yeah.
That's something I can't change.
Yeah.
You know, so while I was talking to these people, that's exactly what I said. I said, it amazes me how much we focus on our past, how much we focus on what we shouldn't have done. But here's the thing, you can't change that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could have done the things different, but you didn't. So you can't change that.
Can't be focusing on the past.
We can't, and like what we can change is what we do now.
In our future.
Yeah, I agree.
We're living in the present, and we have to focus on what we do now for a better future. Is there like a memory that you have that you always seem to go back to?
Well, most of the time, for me especially, well, in my story, family has always been something that I always go back to, especially with my relationship with my father. When what are you doing?
Yes, I drink soda off my coffee cup.
What?
No, it's not.
Oh, you
mixed with
finished?
Coffee.
Oh,
I finished my coffee. I'm not
I
a
thought you had
weirdo.
coffee in there.
But you
Oh my
don't.
gosh.
But you don't wash the mug.
Yeah, so I
That's kind of messy.
anyway.
Continue coming.
So, yeah, with my dad, I never really had a good relationship with him as I was growing up, and that's something that I always go back to. I always think about, like, what could I have done to just have that love of a father? You know, a lot of people, you know, they have, like, this Prince Charming dad who's always there for them, and, you know, they can get advice from, but for me, it wasn't like that. I was always kind of shunned from my dad, we could never be around each other, we never got along, and that's always something that I go back to. Like I said, I always go to, what could I have done differently? to be able to have that love expressed on me, or to be able to have him hug me or say I love you. And when it comes to certain situations in life, I fall back on that, you know, like, man, that's why maybe I wasn't worthy of love, or wasn't worthy of being cherished by him, because it takes a toll on you when you think about like a fatherly love. And to me, that was it. That's something that I've gone back to a lot of times, and it's not easy. It's hard, you know.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I completely understand you. I didn't have a good relationship with my father as well. As many have heard my testimony that I grew up watching my father beat my mom like if she was a dude on the streets. And we never saw eye to eye. We always argued with each other. I always felt like he loved punishing me. I always felt like he was always focused on another family and not us. And I always knew that he was there, but he wasn't there.
Right. Yeah.
So like we lived with each other like my whole life, but he was never there. I never knew what a hug from a father was. I never knew what a I love you son was. I don't think I've ever heard that. To be honest with you, and or if I did, I can't remember. And it's tough. It's tough. It's a memory. Like, I don't blame people that keep looking to their past because we're human. But if I were to focus on that and only that, I wouldn't be able to receive growth. I wouldn't be able to receive blessings. I wouldn't be able to receive like the communication that God, our Heavenly Father, has for us. And I believe that I experienced a father's love when God gave it to me.
Yeah.
You know, when I opened up and I allowed God to come in, to come in my life. Because I once kicked God out of my life.
Right.
I once kicked God out of my life because of that. I was like, you gave me a father that shows no love for me. No love for me. Now what? So for 6 years, I kicked God out of my life. And I always go back to that specific memory. Like, what if I didn't kick God out of my life? I'd be somewhere else right now. But if I keep dwelling on that, I can't move on. I can't grow.
Yeah.
And God's intention is for us to grow every single day. But if we keep looking at our past, something that we can't change, we can't grow. The only way to grow is to focus on our presence and keep walking.
Yeah. You can't let your past identify you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It will
become
absolutely
part of your
not
life.
identify you. It does not define you.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, everybody's gone through something in their past, and it scarred them.
Yeah.
But that's all it can really do is scar you.
Yeah.
You know, you have battle wounds. Those are the spiritual battle wounds.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
memories. Memories are a tough thing, man.
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
like
I
how
agree.
have, how have you dealt with it?
For me, I have just laid it down to God and just allowed God to just work in my life. First, it had to be through forgiveness. That has been something that has been, it's hard. It's not easy, you know, but one memory that I do have is an encounter that we had called For the Sake of the World. And in that moment, our youth pastor at the time, they were praying over us and said, you know, whatever is holding you back from moving forward, whatever is hurting you, someone, something, speak it out in that moment. And I remember I said my dad. And, I was like, I forgive my dad. And I went home that night after that encounter, and I was able to just go home and tell my dad, like, I literally went home and said, I love you. And I went to sleep, and, I wanted the best every day, for him. And before I couldn't think about that. I couldn't see eye to eye with him. But then after that, I was like, you know what, I've forgiven him, and I won't let what he's done to me continue to affect our relationship. I'm going to pray about it. I'm going to give this to God, but I'm also going to act out on it. If I've been aggressive towards him, I'm going to try to change that. Maybe be more, loving, more embracing of him. And even if that didn't change the way he was towards me, I wasn't going to allow that to affect how I felt anymore.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's tough. Yeah. Forgiveness is tough.
Yeah.
And I had my own encounter with God when it came to that. Well, earlier you said that the youth pastors at that time were praying for you.
Yeah.
And I want to give a little shout
out. Yeah.
Shout out to Pastor Doris, Pastor G-Bird,
yes.
and Pastor David one
Yeah.
time, y'all. That's them.
Yeah.
They when we met about 3 years ago, they were nothing but awesome with me and my wife.
Yeah.
And they took us as their right hand. They knew that we had experience with young people. They took us as their right hand for 1 year, and then handed the youth to us. Now we're the youth pastors, and they're the pastors of communications.
Mm-hmm.
So shout out to David and Doris, y'all.
Shout out, pastors.
We love you guys, man.
Mm-hmm.
Also, that certain experience, I had my own encounter, but before I get to that, you went through all of that. You didn't know what a father's love was.
No.
You've experienced it now.
Yeah.
And now you're a youth leader.
Yeah.
Look at you.
I know.
You're under my wing.
Yeah.
Hey, you're doing an awesome job, by the way.
You,
An awesome job. All of you guys are. You guys help me. You guys help my wife and I a lot, and I want to thank you for that. I appreciate that. You guys grind. You guys work. I have a similar story. I had my own encounter, but my encounter was in my room. As you know, I'm also a somewhat musician, and I was playing my guitar, and I had made a promise to God when I was like 13 that I was never gonna play for anybody but Him.
Right.
So for 6 years, I didn't play the guitar. Once I left church, got kicked out of school, went to jail. I was alone. I always had suicidal thoughts. I was angry. I hurt many people in my life that everybody distanced themselves from me. Or better yet, everybody left me. And I don't blame them. I don't blame them because at that time, all I was doing was hurting people. With my alcoholism, with my anger, a lot of that anger was towards God for not fixing my parents' marriage.
Yeah, I used to be in that same situation.
Right?
Yeah.
Can you relate?
Yeah.
So, one time I grabbed the guitar and I started playing this old song. I don't know if you guys know this one. I don't know if you guys know this one. It's called Dios Manda Lluvia.
Oh, Dios manda lluvia.
Yeah. I ain't about to bust out here and worship, but
that's the
yeah,
song.
yeah. I started singing it, and I heard this voice in my head going, "What are you doing? really think he's gonna listen to you? Didn't you tell him a while back that you ain't want nothing to do with him? So I stopped playing. And I sat there. And then I got another feeling. Another voice in my head saying, keep playing.
Wow.
So I started playing again. And it was a constant struggle. You better put that guitar down. You're not worthy.
Yeah.
And then I started getting another voice saying, I say you're worthy. And all of a sudden I was just bawled out in tears. And that was the day when I forgave my father. That was the day when I said I need to change. That was the day when I said I need to go back. I need to go back home. I need to go back to the open arms that have always been waiting for me. Because that's the thing about God, that God, he lets you go because he's not going to keep you there by force.
Yeah.
And he lets you go. He lets you go have your little adventure. You fall, you slip, and you hit yourself in the face, and then you come back running home.
Yeah.
And he's right there with arms wide open, and it's just so amazing. And a lot of people get that confused. A lot of people say, why did God let this happen to me? And it's not. It's not that God let it happen to you. You chose.
Yeah.
You chose. I chose to walk away. And I keep going back to that sometimes, saying that I chose to walk away. And like, if I would have chosen to stay and gone through what I needed to go through, where would I be?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I agree.
But God allowed this to happen so I can get to the level that I'm at now.
Yeah.
So I can relate to young people. So I can relate to those people that keep telling me, what do I do? What if I would have done this different? I destroyed everything. God let that happen to me so I can tell these people, hey, stop concentrating on your past. You're putting too much focus, too much energy, too much stress into something that you can't change.
Yeah.
You can't change it. You can't change the way your dad was with you. I can't change the way my dad was with me. If we go back in time, we can't change it.
Yeah.
But the thing is, we can't go back in time.
Yeah.
This isn't a movie. This is life.
Yeah.
And whatever mistake we made in the past, we must learn that we have to keep moving.
Yeah.
We have to concentrate on what's going on now.
Yeah.
And what's going on now is that you and I have a responsibility. And that's the young people.
Yes. That's right.
That's the young people.
Yeah.
How can we change the future? By giving them advice. By telling them, hey, don't do what I did.
Right.
Keep going.
Yeah.
This is just a season. This is just a process. And you have to go through the process. See, God makes us go through this desert. But we're not meant to stay in that desert.
Right.
We're meant to get through it. The desert and the storm is meant to get through it.
Yeah. There's always a light at the end.
There's always a light at the end of the tunnel, and that light at the end of the tunnel is Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just amazing. You know, I like having these conversations because there's everybody has a different story.
Yeah.
Yours is a lot similar to mine, though.
I know.
Yeah. yours is similar to
It's a
mine.
lot,
And
yeah.
that I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know that you ended up being under my wing.
Yeah.
You know.
Sometimes I think about it, I'm like,
God's the master at chess,
yeah.
and he's just moving the pieces.
Yeah.
He's just putting them together. You know. So. Yeah, like that's where that post came from. A lot of us concentrate on our past. A lot of us focus on our past. And we just have to keep moving forward.
Yeah. Keep grinding.
Keep grinding.
It's grind time. Hey.
Grind time, man. So,
Yeah.
you know, I appreciate you coming.
Thank
I
you for having
appreciate
me.
you talking to me.
Thank you.
Is there any advice that you would give to the young people today?
I would say if you ever find yourself in a situation similar to ours, or even if it's different and you find yourself stuck dwelling in your past, to just pick yourself up, you know, dust yourself off and continue going. God is with you. At the end of the day, you know, when I look back, I'm like, I wouldn't have made it if it wasn't for God. Just being there in those situations, in the moments where we may not have seen him, but he was, and you're not alone. You can always go to someone. You can always talk to someone, and to just continue going. Don't give up, and know that, like how we said, there's always a light at the end, and the desert season isn't forever. Yeah.
Amen. Amen. Listen, guys, this new Unplugged series that we're trying to do, if you, if you don't want to watch it and stuff like that, we're going to have it available on our new podcast. We're launching a podcast, y'all. Strength from Above is launching a podcast.
Yeah.
So you can listen to it, on where? Spotify?
Apple
Podcasts? iTunes.
Yep.
Yeah, you can listen to it
SoundCloud.
while you're at the gym, while you're walking your dog, while you're doing your chores. You know what I'm saying? I hope y'all doing your chores. But listen, yo, if you didn't catch it on YouTube, it's gonna be on YouTube. It's gonna be on our podcast, and yeah, tune in with us as we're gonna be talking. We're gonna be having more conversations like this of just how life is and how awesome God is and how awesome God can make your life.
Yes.
And what you were created for. So you weren't created to focus on the past. You were created to keep moving, focus on the present, and make a better future for you and for everybody else around you. Okay, so this is SFA Unplugged series. It's your boy Superman, the Silverback, with Kelly Kells. Thank you for coming, Kelly.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
And Cyborg Ricky.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
I forgot about him.
Appreciate it.
Put your fingers up there so they can see us, huh?
Yeah.
Ricky's awesome, y'all. I'm just kidding. Ricky's awesome. He's alright.
Thank you guys for sharing, yeah. That was awesome, man.
Thank you.
Alright, y'all. We out.